Let's talk about Solfeggio frequencies. I am fascinated by Solfeggio frequencies, and I've been using them for years in my practice. Prior to coming into Solex, I only used them as sound therapy. And when I say only, they were powerful at that. I'd use them when I was dealing with a client that had anxiety, depression, even pain. You can use a specific frequency to help bring that particular emotion or body system back into balance. Everything is a frequency. Anything that resonates, it resonates on a frequency. So finding a specific frequency and what resonates on that frequency is the key to bringing everything into balance. With Solfeggio frequencies, you're dealing with a set of 9 frequencies. Most people use them as sound or sound therapy, but there's a lot of different ways you can use them. The main ways that people have been using Solfeggio frequencies is sound therapy. You also have tuning forks. There's also wind chimes and sound bowls. But now, with Solex, we have transducers that we can use. These little transducers that you can hold in your hand and put on various acupressure points of your body or around your head or around different parts of your body that might be out of balance, you can bring those specific frequencies right into your body. If you've not played with Solfeggio frequencies, or if you don't have these little transducers, you need to go ahead and play with those things today. Go to your scanner and go to the Cephes tab. Head on over to AO Tune and look for Solfeggio frequencies. So how do you use these? Which ones do you use? It's not that complicated, but it's not super simple either. The more you play around with it, the more you'll get a feel of it and realize you're dealing with frequency. So if you find a frequency that doesn't exactly resonate in the way that you want, just find another one. We're looking for balance here. So if you find the wrong one, you just wasted a little time. You didn't do any harm. Let's start with the first frequency on the list, which is 174 hertz. 174 hertz is mainly used for physical imbalance and some slight emotional imbalances. If you have a little bit of pain, you have maybe a slight headache, a little bit of shoulder pain or body pain, you're going to want to use 174 hertz. If you're listening to it, you just listen. If you're using the AO tuning devices, you might want to place them in the area of the pain. Also, if you're dealing with some emotional imbalances that are not severe, 174 hertz might be a great place for you to start. The next one is 285 hertz. Well, with 285 hertz, we're dealing with a little bit more complicated pain. Maybe a sprained ankle, a muscle that's strained, some part of the body that's swollen, a headache that just won't go away, or maybe some emotional imbalances that, while acute, are still a little bit more severe. 285 hertz might be the best place to go for that particular ailment. The next is 396 hertz. Now, from here on, each one of these Solfeggio frequencies is associated with a chakra. You've seen chakras in your reports, many of you, and you don't know what to do to balance these chakras. Sometimes they don't come into balance. Well, Solfeggio frequencies help to bring the chakras into balance. So from here on, each Solfeggio frequency is associated with a chakra. So we're on 396, which is good for guilt and fear, but it's associated with the root chakra. So if that root chakra won't come into balance, 396 hertz is just right for you. This frequency balances out the root chakra, emotional imbalances that are not very extreme, and it's designed to bring about basic emotional stability. The next frequency is 417 hertz. This frequency helps with trauma. This is connected to the sacral chakra, but it also helps with creativity and passion. It also helps to release past emotional traumas. So when I'm dealing with clients that have some emotional baggage in the past, some things that they'd like to release, things that they like to let go, 417 hertz, Solfeggio frequency, that's a good place to start. The next is 528 hertz. Now, this frequency helps with relaxation and sleep. This frequency is linked to the solar plexus chakra. I use this with clients very often when they can't get deep, restful sleep, when they're not able to calm down and relax, when they have what I call monkey brain, and the brain's all over the place thinking about this and that. The brain won't calm down and relax. Well, 528 hertz from the Solfeggio frequency will help to bring balance to that specific situation. Another thing about 528 hertz is it's known to help with DNA repair. So when you're dealing with tissue issues or something deep in the DNA that you'd like to heal, something in your body that just won't seem to heal, bones that when broken or sprained seem to have a hard time balancing out even after weeks or months, 528 hertz in the Solfeggio frequencies helps on the level of the DNA. 639 hertz. Well, this particular frequency is when we start getting much deeper into emotional imbalances. This particular frequency is associated with the heart chakra. Now, the heart chakra is the master chakra for all of our emotions. So when we're dealing with extreme emotional swings, one to the other, anxiety or depressions or the manifestation of these things, when we're dealing with emotions that just won't seem to balance and we've tried this and we've tried that, this particular Solfeggio frequency will be great with helping to bring that back into balance. If you happen to have an AO tune transducer, go ahead and play that frequency right here on your wrist. Right in this area, you're associating this right with the heart meridian. And putting this frequency directly into the heart meridian will allow balancing on an emotional level as well. This is amazing for emotional balances, however you get this frequency in the body. Whether you listen to it, whether you bring it in via its vibration. This particular 639 hertz will allow mood swings in the pendulum of emotional imbalance to come back into balance. The next one is 741 hertz. This one is known for detoxification of the mind and the body, and this one is associated with the throat chakra. The throat chakra, communication, bringing things into harmony with one another, accepting your own truth, accepting your own reality, and having others to accept it as well. This particular frequency helps with self-expression. This helps for personal enhancement. This helps for personal growth. And because it's a detoxifier, it also helps the blood. If you're dealing with anything like a cold or a flu, any sort of virus that just won't seem to let go, or even if it just started, you might want to try 741 hertz. This is the detoxifier of the Solfeggio frequencies. 852 hertz. This is the intuition frequency. This frequency is associated with the third eye chakra. This enhances perception and intuition. This frequency gives you a better idea of what's happening around you. This is a connector. This is a grounder. This particular frequency allows you to become one with energy, become one with nature, to become one with creation. 852 hertz, the intuition frequency. Go ahead and try that one. 963 hertz. This is the master of all of the Solfeggio frequencies. This one is called the frequency of the universe. This one is associated with the crown chakra. This particular frequency can be used when you're trying to get deep into prayer, when you're trying to get deep into meditation, when you're trying to fully understand everything around you, or when you just want to tune everything out. It's the frequency of the universe. It is what is believed the frequency that the universe vibrates on. It's the highest of all frequencies. When you want to get deep into a meditative state, 963 hertz on the Solfeggio frequency is at the top of the list. So those are the Solfeggio frequencies. You know, there's so much about Solfeggio frequencies that aren't really known. So much about this modality that we wish we could have a better concept of, a better answer. How did they come across these frequencies? How did they get named that? Well, there's information out there, but there's contradictory information out there. But what we do know is that through generations of time, generations of practitioners, we know that these specific frequencies have great, great value. In my practice, I have 528 hertz of the Solfeggio frequencies playing in my room. When I play those in the room constantly, it changes the frequency of the room. This is the treatment room. It changes the vibration of that room. It changes the energy of the room so that when that frequency is being played in that room 24 hours a day, the frequency of that room can be felt when you walk into it. Sometimes I'll do that in my office. I'll have specific solfeggio frequencies playing in my office in order to deal with a specific situation or an emotional state or to help a client who might be walking in. Prior to Solex, of course, I used solfeggio frequencies as sound, but I also had solfeggio frequency tuning forks. And sometimes, if a client had a swollen muscle or a sprained ankle, I use a 174 hertz, and I'd take the tuning fork, I would tap it, the tuning fork would then resonate at 174 hertz, and I would put the tuning fork on the spot of the pain. Now that I have my AO transducers, I can play that particular frequency and I can put it on the source of the pain. I can also take the tuners and I can play them and I can move them around the body of the person, around the head of the person, so that the frequency is resonating from these tuning forks, these digital tuning forks, directly into the energy field of the person. These tuning forks have absolutely changed the game because I now no longer need them all laid out. All of them are in your scanner. And I suggest that you go into your scanner and start experimenting with them today. Even if you don't have these transducers, if you have bone conducting headphones, you can utilize those in order to bring that particular frequency in the body. If you don't have either, just play the sound near the person. When the brain or the eardrum gives the frequency of the sound to the brain knows exactly what to do with each one of these frequencies. You can find these frequencies in your scanner. Just click on the Cephis tab, then head on over to AO Tune and click on Solfeggio frequencies. There is a whole new world waiting for you if you've not experimented with Solfeggio frequencies. Go ahead, experiment, and get back to us and let us know how this worked out for you.